out here with you? What?
ACT, you see this?
Look, if it ain't official Dana J, Levi for Kelly, or Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it. Just take it off. Look, you got some weed? I gotta get some. All right, hurry up. Diesel and them here, everybody here, we waiting on you. All right.
I know no bitch just text me, said they gon' kill me. That's why they just play with her. Then on that 40 and stay with her. I'm smoking on that, don't play with her. If you ball a bitch, I fuck around and break the run. She get trapped with her, yeah, I be trapped. Put a pound on your head, little nigga. She think I'm a little nigga, what she thought I'm catching. I'm breaking her back, yeah. It's messed up her ass for her head, yeah. Rocky got me turned up under, yeah. Now I got this bitch like in the air. Got a fetish for getting this bread. Run it up, drop my nuts like a lead, babe. Trap with it up, I'm chasing it. When you shining, you can't rush the process, man. I swear to God, it comes mess up her ass for her head, yeah. Rocky got me turned up under, yeah. Now I got this bitch like in the air. Got a fetish for getting this bread. Run it up, drop my nuts like a lead, babe. But I got this shit out the mud, bitch. That money feel good when it come from chasing it. When you shining, you can't rush the process, man. I swear to God, a couple perfect timing. In the project, 50 can jewelry, yeah, I'm switching up the climate. Sleep on the couch, now I'm so conscious. If I got blow me a nigga, I know they gon' try make me look like a monster. I'm from Baltimore, better keep your stick when I'm ride with no armor. I lost noodles and niggas, some niggas.
So they got me here, they can come and watch us here. They gotta leave us alone. Say you later, what you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spank you. That ass down, gotta make it last now. Start off so, then I'ma beat it up. No, trying to say stop with the bitch say go. There you go again, that voice is cool. Watch you make your girlfriend go. Come on, come on, come on. You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I be. The cousin rockets in the industry, making this so fast you can't sleep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. RSKO soon. Yeah. Let's say what up. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. What the game be told, not told. Where's the Levi? Fuck the other side and fuck your opinion unless it's big by. Brooke boy needs to leave your Nicky, keep the 9 tuck. Slime Fox, Mama Mary said you can go fuck a duck. Anybody follow when they bullshit, I ain't surprised. Bullshit sink, so that's the enterprise. Sorry for cussing Georgia girl, surely forgive me. Belinda, respectfully, I be watching like this lady T. We don't fuck with baby killing niggas, watching F niggas, old crow niggas, Don Russell supporting ass niggas. We don't fuck with unfit drunk bitches, one pep smear bitches, or to be determined bitches. Y'all won't beat, that's why we prima donna patient. Fantasia, light the candle, me and Virgo smoking trees. Really salute, I know EJ up in the G. What up, caramel and faces, can't forget about my lips. The dream team really be the squad. The other team really just the fraud. I say the dream team really be the squad. The other team really just the fraud. If we don't joke, we choke, and middle finger to the P.I. B.I.
Hey! Mr. Whack it in, bitch! Now I got my partner Tony Bone with me. Y'all done fucked up now. Get bucked, get it, bitch, get bucked! Get bucked, get it, bitch, get bucked! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Take a table in this bitch, get bucked! Start a fight up in this bitch, get bucked! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Start a ride in this bitch, get bucked! Start a fight up in this bitch, get bucked! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Blow the gas in this bitch, get bucked! Blow the gas in this bitch, get bucked! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! Don't start no shit, it won't be them! get full. Tip the table and this bitch get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Start a fight off and this bitch get full. Start a fight off and this bitch get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Security, nigga, get full. Fuck security, nigga, get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Fuck to this bitch, get full. Get fucked to this bitch, get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Take the table and this bitch get full. Start a fight off to this bitch get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Start a ride and this bitch get full. Start a fight off and this bitch get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no.
Pedal to the metal, 180 on the freeway. Strapped in a scat pack, but what the police say. Burn a pussy nigga if he touch me, watch him cremate. All black tint, spin your block like a DJ. Hopping in the water with the sharks and the stingray. Plug name Enrique, drop them blocks off on my G-Day. Any means necessary, best believe we ate. Pissed on the prosecutor, shitting on the DA. East Atlanta, GA, Southside, teammates. Fuck niggas we hate, $100 cheesecake. You can ask Granny, we been thugging since a teenage. Fought it in my briefcase, I beat you to my sleeves. Hey,
Get it, bitch, get full. Get fucked, get it, bitch, get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Tip the table and this bitch get full. Start a fight off and this bitch get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Start a ride and this bitch get full. Start a fight off and this bitch get full. Don't start no shit, it won't be no. Don't start no shit, it won't be no.
Yo, what it do, 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 what it do. Good God Almighty, what's going on? What's going on? Man. Whoo. When the fire get hot, everybody want to flame out. No, don't flame out now. Don't flame out now. This is something that y'all done started. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm working on a time schedule. Hold on for a second. Hold on. 2. 22. What's that? Hold on. Hold on. So what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Y'all see the threats that's going on today? Y'all see all the threats. They always say the same thing that make you laugh, the same thing that's gonna make you cry. And I be trying to tell people like, yo, just stand clear, man. Yo, just chill. You know what I mean? Don't be tripping. But nobody want to listen. I don't get it. Nobody want to listen. 11, 22. Nobody want to listen. So I guess nowadays you got to make people listen. Nowadays you have to make people listen. Which is not a good thing all the time. All right. Check this out. I'm gonna drop something real quick. Hold that thought. Leave me alone, car shield. I'm gonna drop something real quick. Where's that? Drop something real quick. This what I'm gonna drop. Here it is. Cause you're on a big stage now. So since you're on a big stage, we got to do it like this.
Went to church, she taught me that, you're not going to church to praise man. You're not going to church to praise the pastor. You're not going to church to praise the women in there. You're going strictly to praise God. And if you stay focused on that, you're going to be let down in the church as well. And, you ain't going to no church and the people in there are perfect and they don't have their own issues.
That's why they in the church.
That's why they're there. So every time she tell me something, it just makes so much damn sense. And I don't sometimes want her to make the sense, but she makes the sense. So I have to go with what makes sense. So she's right, and I have to focus on that.
At 8 or 9 years of age, you talk in the book about how exposed you were to sex. You saw it. There were adults who should not have been, but were coming on to you, even when you were a child. What did that do to you to be exposed to sex at that early age?
Well, like anything else when you're a child, whatever you're taught, it goes with you. From how to eat cereal with a spoon and a bowl with milk, to walking, because you're a child. We're talking 8, 7. Those to me, now that I have kids, are the time where you're wide open and you're going to learn the curse words that you hear. And every now and then you're going to say them. You might even pick up a cigarette here and there, and you may try to light it and burn yourself for the first time. There's a gun in the house, you might pick up a gun if they leave it around, or you looking and they don't even realize you looking and seeing where they put it at. When you're a child, you don't really know. You only see, and you learn, and you try to figure it out. It enhances your curiosity. It enhances your, before it's time. You're not supposed to be curious about a gun right now and how it works, because you're not supposed to see it now. Not supposed to be curious about sex, because you're not supposed to see sex right now. You're supposed to be curious about the bowl, the spoon, the cereal, the milk. I'm not going to throw any of my people, my family under a bus, but I feel I owe my fans at least enough for them to have an understanding of what I went through. And yes, I was molested when I was from 7 on to maybe 13, 14 or something like that by people in my family. So, you know, I really think it's a generational curse, you know, because it goes on in the black community, I believe. Because as I grew up, I would ask a whole lot of people that I had met, have they ever been, you know, and they would say, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have, yeah. You know, some can remember, some can't remember quite detail-wise. But I remember sexually, it woke up my hormones a lot earlier than they were supposed to be awakened. It woke up my curiosity a lot earlier than it was supposed to be awakened. And I know that I became sexual at an early age because of that.
I want to jump ahead because the 7-year turmoil that you went through vis-a-vis the trial for child pornography. Your advisors, almost to a person, told you over and over and over again, while you're going through this period, Kels, do not put out sexually explicit material. Do not. The audience can't handle that. Your fans can't handle it. It's not going to be good for the outcome of this trial. Tone it down. Don't put that out. You ignore all of them. Do it anyway and get bold with it. It's during this period you put out Chocolate Factory. You put out Remix. You put out Ignition. Here they're telling you not to do this, and you put out a song about putting your key in the ignition. I read that and I wanted to ask, so I will. Why it is that you went against your advisors? What is it that you were thinking, that you were feeling, that kept you doing that when everybody else told you not to do that?
Well, first of all, let me say, you know, I wasn't bold about it, you know, and I didn't totally ignore them, because that would be the worst thing to do, is totally ignore your advisors or your lawyers. I listened to them, we talked, we discussed the situation. I felt strong, very strong, as I said many years ago about the trial, that I will have my day in court, you know, and I will be innocent, and I will walk away, and I will move on with my life. I said that in the beginning. I said that during the middle part of the trial and everything else. I look at my music like a soldier looks at his sword. Never put your sword down in the midst of a war. You never lay down in the midst of a war. And I think that my lawyers were good lawyers, great lawyers, but I didn't think they had that part down. And you have to be the soldier in the midst of the war to even understand that. And I was the soldier on the front line for my life, for my kids' life, for my fans. And I told them I would not lay down. I would not stop doing music. Why would I do that? I think that would say, oh yeah, he did it. I think that would say all of the things that people want to say about R. Kelly. So I did what I'm supposed to do. Like any fireman that goes up in the building, they don't get to the building and say, oh, wait a minute, that's just too much fire. But you're a fireman. So go and fight the fire. Don't care how much it is. I had to go and I had to do my music. I'm not going to change my lyric. I'm not going to change my name. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to do my music. And that's what I did. And that's what I told the company, even though they continued to say, no, don't do it. But the minute Ignition came out, which was the first song I did, it blew up. And all of a sudden, the company's calling me, everybody's calling me, come do an album cover shoot. We got to get the rest of this album done. We got to bring your clothes. We're going to have well, I ain't got no doggone makeup person. You got some makeup, bring your own makeup. We'll do what we want. I mean, it just got crazy. So I did what I felt was right for myself. The rules are the women come in, the guys come in to see the performer. Okay? You get out there, you perform, you do your thing, you entertain the people, you talk to the people. But when you go, temperatures rising, and you got bras coming off, panties coming off. Was that a part of it? Who ordered this? I mean, who said that that's part of the rule? That's nothing I said, dude. You never heard me say, all right, take your panties off. Yeah. This section, take your bras off. And it's like, how do you do R&B? How do you do these songs? How do you sing these sexual songs that people can go and listen and make babies to and be married to and not have all of these women come at you? All of this stuff come at you. It comes at you. It comes with that whole territory.
There's so many parts of the book that are just absolutely arresting. You and David Rich do such a good job bringing your life to life that you can feel like you're in the room with Kels at certain moments. When you walk into that room and your mother's dying of cancer in the hospital, I felt like I was next to your mom, Joanne Kelly, in that bed. And there's another part of the book that I felt the same way. The way you describe what it felt like when Michael Jackson walked into the chocolate factory to do You Are Not Alone. What did that moment mean to you when he is coming to you to record a song? Michael Jackson, he did something to you when he came in here.
Yeah, he did something to us all. I mean, but to meet him in person is, it's definitely for someone like me who followed him all my life, and then I happen to be musical. I used to think Michael Jackson was a cartoon. I used to think that he didn't even really exist. He didn't, he didn't eat. He didn't, he's just a cartoon. And that's what I thought up until the day I actually laid eyes on him personally, person to person, man to man, right there. He gets up, I'm in the studio, I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey Rob, stay calm, I'm doing my whole producer swag. He comes in, my chair stops, okay. He comes in with the whole mask, he looks around the place. And I promise you, he came right up to me and he hugged me so tight. Like this, like. And it was more than about the song. It was more than about You Are Not Alone. It wasn't about You Are Not Alone when he hugged me. He hugged me with such a humility and a mutual respect for the gift. That's what the hug was about. It wasn't about You Are Not Alone. And I knew that. Why? Because I've been blessed with a gift as well. And when you're blessed with a gift, and it goes to so much, it goes to, I don't want to say this to sound like I am Michael, but when you have a gift, and someone else has a gift, and it's rare, and those two entities, those two powers meet in one room, there's going to be some kind of spiritual, mutual, powerful respect. And when he hugged me and embraced me, it was for like 4 to 5 seconds. And for Michael and me to hug, two men stand hug for 5 seconds, that's a long time. So and it was a real mama hug. It wasn't a fame or artist or celebrity hug. It was a mama hug, not a father hug. It was a mama hug. I knew this was going to make history. I knew this was going to be great. I knew the humility. He brought the humility with him. He didn't bring Michael Jackson in the room. You know, he brought innocence. He brought the humility, and it was powerful, man. And then I had to go in the bathroom. I fell out. I had to pull myself together because I got things that I got to get together in myself because I just met Michael. That's the celebrity part. That's the Michael Jackson I never met, thought was a cartoon part. You know, so once I got myself together, I came out, got in the studio with him. We offered him some Chinese food, you know, and it was amazing because people across the street in the other hotels hanging all out the window. And I'm like, who told them Michael Jackson would be here? You know, Michael Cole with it, boy. He probably sent some people ahead. I want everyone to know that I'm going to be there. I mean, everybody was hanging out the hotel rooms. It was ridiculous.
You said in the book, I want to move on with this. You said in the book right quick, though, that the thing that meant the most to you that day, beyond the hug, is when Michael said to you, in answer to your question, what he thought of the song, did he want to change anything? He said to you, you got me perfectly. Yeah. I don't need to change anything about the song.
Yeah, he said, it's so funny. He sounds just like me. I don't need to change anything. I'm going to do it just like this. Just like this. I was like, wow. I was like, okay. Because I did. I put a lot of time into, I had all of his music, posters, everything up. I had Moonwalker playing on the video screen, and I would just go for the song. As I look at Mike, I would sing what I thought he would sing. You know, I was just mimicking what I thought he would say on the lyrics and everything. And then when he asked me, is there any way that you could come in here and sing the backgrounds with me? I was like, sure. Yeah, of course. Why? Yeah, I'll be in there in a minute, you know. And I walked out and I got between the walls that he couldn't see, and I was like, I thought I was gonna go in there just like a little girl, man, and just mess it up. But we standing there, and you're not alone. I am here with you. And all I gotta do really, I'm telling myself, sing what you sang on the demo, you idiot. And you can't go wrong because you sounding like Michael wanted anyway. So I'm doing that. He's here, right here, at the same mic. We both got headphones, and I'm going, you're not alone. I am here with you. Do you far away? I am here to stay. You're not alone. You know, I got that little shake in the voice. Man, I was just blown away. I'm standing here singing with Michael Jackson right here. I'm right here. I started to grab his hand, but I didn't want to do that. You know, this ain't We Are the World. This is, you're not alone. Don't do it. So I started to grab his hand and just for good measure, but I ain't do that. But it was a great time working with Michael.
Dream Team, what's up? That was the Tavis Smiley interview with R. Kelly. Now, most people be like, why'd you play that? Well, R. Kelly was on the big stage. R. Kelly was right there with Michael Jackson on the big stage. Now, what kills me is how people got on the big stage, right? And when they got on the big stage, they choked. R. Kelly didn't choke. When Dana J got on the big stage, Dana J didn't choke. You see me in movies. You see me around mega artists. All that. Ain't no choking there. Excuse me, y'all. So I sit back and I look at the slander of how people try to put things together to make it sound like me, or to make it sound like I'm defrauding, or to make it sound like I have defrauded, or to make it sound like that I'm sorry. Or to make it sound like anybody that's connected to the dream team is defrauding or have defrauded. Those days is over. Standing by just watching people lie, it's over. I'm not doing that shit no more. Anywho, you see the scammers and everybody running for the hills. And you got to ask yourself, why run now? Why run now? Y'all wasn't running when y'all thought it was cool to republish and retranscript transcripts for y'all own gain. So why run now? Y'all didn't think it was time to run when y'all had Woolworth leggings and printing R. Kelly name and his logo and everything on it and getting monetary gain off of it. Why run now? Y'all didn't think that it was time to run when y'all had was collecting money for a mobile billboard. I'm just not understanding like what's really going on. I'm not understanding like what's really going on. And it's funny. It's funny that I sit back and I watch things that's happening, and I see how people runs with narratives, and then when they get caught, instead of just apologizing, they want to try to weasel their way out. I don't get it. But you start stuff and then want to go on a fast when shit come down to you real fast. Why fast now? Was y'all fasting when... Or was y'all fasting then? Or when y'all was trying to downgrade the younger generation? Was there a fast then? Was there a fast when you took a recording and put it on your community wall and made it seem like I was doing something that I wasn't doing, and made it seem like it was something more than what I was saying, and you made it seem like that I was lying? Then you jump on your community wall after Hollywood Next said what she said to you, after Dana J said what she said to you, and after I said I'm gonna revisit these recordings, and you posted God and godly is two different things. We all work in progress. But you sit back and downgrade the younger generation about what they write and the way they write. But you come back and say, we all work in progress. You mean we all are a work in progress? But playing with God's word is blasphemy. So if playing with God's word is blasphemy, why are you and Sylvia still scamming people? Don't she come in with affirmations? Don't she? Father God, Lord God. So I'm sitting back and I'm reading your bullshit because I see through it. Then you said, and I am a work in progress. Yeah, you was a work in progress 932 hamburgers ago. But then you didn't think nobody was going to bring out the fact that your sloppy whopper was going to be acknowledged and it was going to be okayed and put out there that you were sending it around the internet. So you're no better than a slime ball from DC. Y'all just alike. And I said it, all like-minded people hang alike. And look who you hang around. Look who you got. Look who you needed for validation. But if you so much of an OG, why did you need them and Cash Apps to validate you? I do believe when I came in, I'm the same way when I came in. I'm the same way now. And I'll probably be the same way in the future. I don't change. I might tweak a little bit, but I don't change. Then you said, but godly, I try by promoting unity, speaking on injustice, teaching others and willing to learn from others. You said, but godly, I try by promoting unity. The line, 2 lines before that, didn't you just say playing with God's word is blasphemy? So if you say playing with God's word is blasphemy, then you come back and say, I try by promoting unity. Who are you promoting unity with? You can't promote unity within snakes when snakes have one common goal, and that's to eat the other snakes to become the only snake. That's my question. That's my statement. You so smart, shitting interlude tires. Oh no, I gotta call you a new name. The indignatus whopper. That's what we calling you. The indignatus whopper. The sloppy whopper that's dry. The indignatus whopper. That's what we calling you. Okay. So in the first paragraph or semi-paragraph, you lied 2 times. So have you asked God to forgive your lying tongue? Then you said, I can take valid constructive criticism. No, you can't. Because when Levi told you you were naive, you got mad. So how can you take valid constructive criticism when Levi told you you were naive to the slime ball in DC? When Sonny B was trying to help you with some stuff, you came at her and cussed at her. So how can you take constructive criticism? You said, I try be grounded. Ain't that's what you try to come at Sonny B about? I try be. Wait a minute. I'm just saying. How can you try be? Or are you trying to be grounded? But then you say, I try be grounded is why I'm fasting. I can't believe this coming from you. Miss So Intellectual. Miss So I do no wrong. Miss, so y'all gotta come through me to have everything done right? What I'm reading is blasphemy to my eyes. Then you said, men have rights, others now know it. Everybody always knew that men had rights. But I got a question. When did you become an advocate for R. Kelly after you said he was guilty? I'll wait. Was it before the Cash App or after the Cash App that came from the pedophile baby killer? But that's all I want to know. See? Sonny B, what up, Levi? Sonny B put it out there. And what I notice is anybody that speaks their mind you don't like. You said we have to keep reminding people of this. No, you have to remind yourself that the slime ball in DC is not the only person that can talk like he have intellectual sense. But I get it now. Everybody or every male, and now I can say every female because I watched it go down, that have a voice that you try to minimize, the only people that you win at were the ones who didn't send you dick pics and coochie pics, and the ones that you didn't send dick pics and coochie pics to. I want to thank you for not sending me that shit. I probably went, I probably would have went the fuck off. Like, what the fuck is this? I thank you. Because at the end of the day, I've watched your actions. And I watched the way you try to sway people into lying. Oh, he was my little brother and this and this and this. You can't say that I'm your little brother in one breath and then say you never fucking like me in another breath. So I get it. You and the slime ball had conversations. And he was doing what he do. Talk one way out the side of his ear, then when he get on the phone with somebody else, he talk another way. And then what he do, he go behind the scenes and tell each body something, each body, meaning each person, something different, so that way nothing will come out. And then his ending conversation and will say, look, I don't do drama. I'm just telling you this for your own safekeepings. Just sit back and watch and don't say nothing. How do I know that word for word, line for line? So everything that you said, I'm not confused, I'm not vindictive, I'm not malicious, I'm not envious, I'm not selfish, I'm not self-centered, I do not exploit, I do not initiate threats without being provoked, is a lie. Now I'm gonna give you a fact. No matter how y'all little faction work, until all of y'all do right by God's kids and apologize to each and every last one of y'all, and apologize to each and every last one of God's kids that y'all backstab, y'all spread lies about, and y'all could have possibly got harm done to them, ain't none of y'all stuff gonna go right until y'all do what's right. And guess what? Understand this. Even if I accept your apology, I will never fuck with you ever again. And that go for all of you. Apologies are just that. But I'm going to do what I've been doing and moving the fuck on. Now I just threw you a bone. Just like Hollywood Next threw a bone last night. Just like I threw the bone before Hollywood Next came on. And it's still not going to stop me from uploading hell. So you going to fast thinking, oh, if we go to fast, people will be like, oh, see, Dana keeping it going on. No. You did that before and I fell for it. You screw me once, shame on me. You screw me once, shame on you. You screw me twice, shame on me. I ain't letting it hit twice. So while y'all behind the scenes like, girl, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to put it all out there and let the people decide who's the liar. I'm going to put it all out there, from text messages to motherfucking audios and everything. So I get your play. You really want to go back at Hollywood next, but you saying, no, I don't want her to come at Blockbender. Your attention is in the wrong direction. I'm the one that's going after Blockbender. Remember? Remember Simba. Remember when he threatened me? Remember when he doxed me and said the wrong information? Remember when he lied about the Morgan State situation? Well, I'm going to tell the truth. No lie, no cap. And I don't give a fuck how many reformations or affirmations or defamations y'all do. I'm going in. So with that being said, the reason why I showed the video is the video shows his character. The same character that he maintains now. And when people sit back and say, well, Dana, you wrong for this. Dana, you wrong for that. What about the character of the people that y'all are defending? If I'm wrong, then what are they? If I'm only responding after I told them I'm done. So first things first, I love it. Because I told y'all this 3 months ago. I said, Jenny is going to spin the block. People told me I was lying. People came on here and said, we got direct information from Jennifer Bonjean that she want us to send her money. Jennifer Bonjean came out and said, no, don't send me nothing. That person came out and said, what I'm telling y'all is even though she say don't, we're going to continue to do it. Jennifer Bonjean said, don't you do that. Then she said, oh, we got to find another way, guys. Let's send it to the MCC. Anything that has something to do with scamming, Sylvia's there. Shit in the interlude tires is there. I'm sorry, no more calling names. I meant no more calling the real names. The Warriors is there. Shit in the interlude tires is there. And you best to believe their backup refund crew is there too. Let's go. Jennifer Bonjean said, notice to any other individuals who attempt to use me or my client to run scams, you will be reported to law enforcement as I was forced to do today. I wonder what she's talking about. I know what she's talking about. Hollywood Next know what she's talking about. But do y'all know what she's talking about? For the umpteenth time, please do not send funds to anyone claiming to be raising money for RK's defense. Now watch this. They messed up the defense fund, right? Which was something totally legit. And I keep going back there for a reason, because y'all got to get where this is going. I look up today and I see a dude that's not even supposed to be on the internet posting on a page that they claim is not his. When I know that that was one of his dummy pages, and now the name has been changed. And then if you really pay attention, it broke out between a confusion state between that stable and Angie Walker. And Angie Walker was confused. So was everybody else. Because we know Angie rocks for Rainbowski. She liked Rainbowski way more than she liked Dana. But I always mess with her with that. But hey, it's the truth. She rocks for him. And for something to come out that page against her, that made everybody say, hold on, what's going on? But then if you look deep into the text messages that's in the chat, you see a name that you never seen before by the name of Bro. And they always say, when you put pressure into pipes, pipes bust. So y'all know Angie went to Vintage Angie. Start going off. You know, Angie started going off. Bro came in and said, I'm not going to lie. That message sound like Daboski. Wait. Bro, are you admitting that Daboski is still on the internet? Ice water out. I'm just saying. You was just saying the Enterprise supports Angie. The Enterprise is this. The Enterprise is that. But then you come back and say, you ain't gonna lie. That sound like Daboski. It threw everybody off. Everybody was like, yo, what the fuck? It goes back to what I said last night. Y'all are single-handedly putting that man deeper in jail. And I ain't talking about R. Kelly. I'm talking about y'all leader. And while he thinking it's me and Levi, it's y'all. The dirty fries. I got to say this, Yellow Michelle, shut up. She only speak when need to be. Sing Fishy, shut up. She only speak when she needed to speak. But it's y'all attention-seeking ass niggas that just don't know how to shut up. And I'm going to show you today. Coming at me, that's the dumbest shit you can ever do. Especially when I showed you some of the stuff that I have. Today, I'm going to show you a little bit more. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the scope. And then I'm going to read something that's going to fuck all of you up. Now, somebody went in Angie chat and said that Angie is complicit or something to that factor. Angie is helping the boys. It was something to that factor, and for the Angie went the fuck off. And she said, don't you ever think I'm against him? She went off. And she had every right to. Because it's y'all new niggas that's coming in, saying stuff, agitating people, poking the bell, and don't know what type of reaction you're going to get from that bell. Now, I told y'all I'm not an individual one, but I wish I was. for months. You see, now he talking about he worked with Ryan Shabbat. Then I'm gonna point something else out to you. That's gonna mess you up. I thought the Enterprise didn't like Sylvia. Now I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. In New York for trial, this is the reason why I didn't jump to help nobody. Because I watched what went down and I watched everybody's movements. In New York, and I want y'all to hear me good. In New York, Glenda and Yellow Michelle and them was beefing. Glenda's Lady G. They were beefing with Trevin, Lady D, Chi-Town Finest, Mercedes, Loyalty, Lolo, Carrie Kelly. And if I'm missing somebody else, please blame it on my brain. Lady G. They put on a stunt like they hated Sylvia. Yeah, bitch, don't come to the trial. This and this and this and this. Sylvia and Dottie and Lisa and Cassandra was over there eating. Janet, well, Glenda sent Janet over there to take pictures. And Sylvia looked out the window because Sylvia was scared. That's when she peed on herself. And they made it seem like that they were so much against Sylvia. And I prematurely fell into it a little bit until I had to pull myself back. And what made me pull myself back is when I sat face to face and met with Sharon Harris. And I looked her in her eyes and I told her, what you think about me is totally wrong. It's certain people, and I said mainly the bed bug that's been plotting and planning. She looked at me and said, he's Don's boy. So we safe. On top of that, I don't believe nothing you are saying. Show proof. If y'all notice, I came from New York and I put all proof out there and everything quieted down until they brought out a scam and I went against it. And they called Keith on the phone. And they wanted Keith to zap out on me and this and this. I'll never forget that conversation. Because Keith said, Dana, do you think I will be fucking with somebody that fuck with Don Russell? I got quiet. Then I came back 2 weeks later and I said, I have an answer. Check it. Directly? No. Indirectly? Yes. And a lot of people was confused about that. Ask this question. Because now I'm about to put a real piece of the puzzle out there. Choke was reading falsified letters. The beginning was started off right, but then as it progressed, it was written by somebody else. Those letters was letters that could have been listened to by the jury in Chicago, possibly. This was before Chicago trial started. And it would have made Rob look like a complete monster. When people that know Robert knows that he don't speak on his sex life to nobody. So Don Russell was in the storage. We know that. He showed evidence of that. So we know those letters was sent up to New York. Here's the link. Those letters were sent to New York and rewritten and given to Choke. If we know Don Russell was in the storage of Robert, and the letters were sent to New York, who else could have sent them other than Don Russell? Who was the receiver? None other than Sean Hurst, the PI. Sean Hurst is connected to who? Glenda Jeffries. Glenda Jeffries is connected to who? Janet Moran. Janet Moran is connected to who? Dabrowski Gunn. Okay, if all of them are connected, Dana, what do Choke got to do with this? Who gave the letters to Choke? The PI was the only one going in and out. Unless there was another person. Now make this make sense. When I talked to Keith with Sean's wife on the phone, Keith said something that tricked my attention. He said, how you know Rob ain't write them letters? Don't do that, Keith. Because now you're going to open my eyes to a wider horizon. So I sat back and I said, something's not right. I just don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. But something is not right about this. Then Don comes back on Choke and say, Keith's name. He said, Keith was in the storage with me. Keith is part of RSK Enterprises. What? So it had me thinking, with no concrete definitive answer. So the safe bet is to say that Don sent it up to Sean and Sean gave it to Choke. But when you look at how things are playing out, I never seen a Don Russell Sean Hurst connection. And when you are a successful PI, you throw innuendos, but you keep your scope magnified. So if the only interactions that I see was with Keith and Sean, I'm now starting to wonder who really gave Choke those letters. Then when I listened to the Dirty Prize and specific people, Glenda, Dabrowski, they have these recordings that's been spliced, chopped, diced. And I'm saying, if we see this, we know certain people see this. And you have to speak out against the bullcrap against Robert. That's coming against Robert. I'm sorry. That's coming against Robert. Even if these people is who you trusted. But Keith said one thing that made me say there's hope. Keith said, even if this blow up, I mean, even if this is wrong, I will blow it up and we will start over. Okay. Then I start seeing the bull crap. I start seeing the biasness. I start seeing the lies. And I ain't gonna lie, it scared the fuck out of me. But I ain't gonna show it. And I'm gonna walk into the devil's eyes. And I'm gonna let them know I'm here. Am I blaming Keith for anything? No, I'm not. So for the people that want to run, Keith, I told you he did it. I'm not blaming Keith for nothing. But what I am saying, it don't look right. It don't feel right. It don't taste right. It don't seem right. And when nobody is calling the walrus out on their bullshit, containing to money, and these are funds that could be contributed to Robert and nobody else give a fuck, I got a problem with that. That means you condoning bullshit. And I know for a fact that Sean Harris condoned the walrus bullshit. I know for a fact that a piece of the pie was split and divided. But back to what I was saying. When I seen Glenda talking trash about Sylvia, I mean about the walrus and all that, I said, okay, cool. But here's true story about New York. When I got to New York the first time, the first person I came across was Trevin. I was on the bench. Trevin walked up. Man, you got taught, bro. Man, Trevin walked and talked. Coming to find out, the lies came from the dirty prize. I told Trevin, don't say nothing. Cool. Next day, the beef broke out. Loyalty walked up, looked at me. I looked at him. He's like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Cool. Cooler heads prevailed. Trevin said, yo, all of y'all got to talk because this don't look right. It's okay, cool. Let's make it happen. The minute Big Bird seen me and Loyalty talking, me and Lolo talking, me and Lady G talking, she came and said, Keith and them seeing you talking to them. And Keith is mad because you ain't supposed to be talking to them. Because, you know, they all rock with Daboski. And those people that you're talking to is only here to cause confusion with Daboski. My reply was, I'm grown. And they came to the trial just like y'all came to the trial. So whatever another grown man have to say about me, tell him to address me. And I ran it past Keith at lunch. Keith said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, point exactly. So that's how the New York trip when I first got there really went down. But Yellow Michelle jumped at Trevin. Lady D and them wasn't having it. Big Bird got ghosts. Went and got the marshals and broke bad when the marshals came out there. Facts. Yellow Michelle calls Dabolski. Dabolski said, yo, you let my Enterprise women get jumped. My exact words, what are you talking about? I'm not getting in between no women. Nah, yo, but Trevin wasn't going to do nothing. Trevin wasn't going to hit no woman. Don't believe the hype. I'm standing right there. I'm standing right there. The New York crew tried to strong arm the Chicago crew. So Trevin strong armed all of them and said, nah, it ain't going to go down like that. They got mad. But here's fact. Dabolski was nowhere to be found. You best to believe if a Dream Team member is in that situation, I'm gonna be there. I don't want to rely on nobody else. That's the difference between men and internet escape artists. After that, you ain't had no problems. Why? Because Trevin and them had left. And then when they came back, Dabolski and them disappeared. So make it make sense. Don't believe the hype. However, Walrus and Big Bird was supposed to have been beefing. And what I seen was Walrus gave Big Bird a signal when Trevin and them walked up. And she did like that. And did like that. At that moment, Big Bird went and got the marshals. I stepped back. I said, oh, these two faking like they beefing. But now, the supposedly Snake Squad walked in between the middle of them. And they working together. But I said, Dana, don't say nothing. The truth going to be revealed. I find it funny. A year later, this is what you have.
I'm in a space because I believe God has got me in another level. I'm in a good space. That's good. No, I'm just been chilling. You know, I've been enjoying my summer. It's almost over, isn't it? It's 90 degrees here. Like windy outside tonight up here in New York. It's chilly outside. Well, it's 90 degrees here. It's hot. Oh, wow. Yo, it's chilly up here in New York. I got to put on my dang on sweatsuit or something and go outside tonight. Oh, it's chilly. Yeah, it's chilly up here. The wind blows. Look what Kofi said.
I have a question for all of you. Dabolski got booked. So you can't use him as the nucleus. But who is the nucleus of fake ass enemies coming together to be a family? You can't use the Boski. You got to look deeper, harder, and it's always been in your face. The Boski was a pawn, but you got to look at kings and queen wannabes. You got to look at rooks and knights. So if the Boski, which is the road renegade, if he's been booked, that means that put him on the shelf, right? He can't do what he's supposed to. Even though he came and did what he did. I'm going to give you the roadmap. The slime ball in DC. He always said we can use him. He's uncontrollable. And we won't be looked at. Key phrase in that is we. So when you take we and place it right there, right? Your next question should be, who's we? Right after that, he said, me and my men. What men are you talking about? You heard him mention JoJo before, but you never really paid attention to a JoJo, right? Then on a recording that him too had a while back, it speaks of a JoJo talking with a list, sounding kind of country. I wouldn't have known 3 years later I would run into the same fugly nigga that's on that recording talking bad about Rob. I wish I still had that phone. Talking about setting Rob up. So then you park that there. So now you have DC and you have Houston. But the first time you ever seen MA1 investigations was where? In Blockbender's channel. And Block said, we doing an investigation. And my boys and my men is handling it. Then you see Molly Harris come out and say, I'll be glad when Blockbender finishes his investigation. Then you see MA1 investigation pop up again. Then you learn that MA1 investigation is in New York. So you don't think about nothing. Then you have the mistress of information who can't play both sides properly, who's trying to be covert, but she's leaking out information that she think people want to use at that time and let it go. No, I'll salvage it because I might need to come back and dust it off for a second. So you never link Sharon and Sean together until you start seeing him pop up on Sylvia's channel. Oh, I'm the PI. Robert said he don't know. Oh, now I get it. So Sharon is administering information. Sylvia is funneling it. Sean is planning ways to set things in motion. He's telling Rob one thing about certain group of people, and on the backside, he's doing everything to hurt Rob and gain off of Rob. Now that you know that, you understand the fact that the PI is a Prince Hall Mason. The slime ball in DC is a Prince Hall Mason. But the pedophile baby killer is a clandestine. Ask yourself this question. What was all three of them doing hanging with each other or talking to one another? Prince Hall Masons can't talk to clandestines. They're rivals. There is no talking it out. Not unless you have some evil sorcery going on. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So now that the ball is in motion and everything is coming downhill, you see the snakes over there saying, hold on, let's go on a fast, because we don't know what they got. And what they got so far, what they put out, is destroying everything we ever did. And we don't want to get caught up in those stuff. Excuse me. Well, ain't no stopping it. The storm is upon us. What's about to happen is biblical. Ain't no stopping this. And I don't mind slow rolling all of this out. So what I would do is, I hear what everybody's saying, but I can't fall into that. But here it is again. I know who the banker is. I know who the rook is. I know who the knight is. I know who the fake ass queen is. I'm gonna ask yourself another question. Who benefits the most if Robert never come home? And I brought y'all that way for a reason. It sets up what Jennifer Bonjean have been saying. And what Jennifer Bonjean have been saying is this right here. Notice to any other individuals who attempt to use me or my client to run scams, you will be reported to law enforcement as I was forced to do today. For the umpteenth time, please do not send funds to anyone claiming to be raising money for RK's defense. With that being said, and with that being put right there, why would Dabowski jump on the freedom of speech page and say Doug, Levi, and Dana has been defrauding? When you do that, you make yourself look even more jankier than you are. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. And I'm going to take you back. Because in order to go forward, you got to go back. So I'm going to take you back. And you know it's serious because I'm missing my president's rally right now. My president got a great rally going on and I'm missing it because I feel as though this is important. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Pay attention to the names. A lot of these people have changed their names. So, My Rights 2021 said, and remember Jasmine said Angelo gave Dana $5,000, right? But I thought Jasmine came and told y'all she never spoke to Angelo. This is how you catch people. LaWanda Collier, the biggest liar to ever hit YouTube, said, yeah, I've seen emails between Azriel and Dana telling each other to strike people channel. I forgot who posted it. Now, you've never seen me and Azriel talking about striking nobody channel. You seen Sylvia and I'm posing as Azriel and sending me a message to strike DJ channel. I sent it to Greenberg. I sent it to Doug. I sent it to Mike Leonard. I never responded. But they won't tell you that. You also see Niecy Mo said it was said also last night you were brought in because Robert needed a gym and that's all he needed you for. So if Niecy Mo is against Don Russell in this joint, because that's who TBD was talking to on the phone, right? How did Niecy Mo turn around and put Don Russell as her brother in the picture, which is right here? That's Don Russell and that's Robert and Niecy Mo's picture. I keep telling y'all, beware of the double-minded people. And if I ever interact with these people, know it's something that I want. And 9 times out of 10, I will get it. Look at what you see. Look at what you see. Look at what you see. You see the lies. Pay attention to this lie. Look at what's going on. Look at it. Now, I did that for a reason. People say Dana reaching. Dabolsky is not on the internet. Okay. Who talks like this? Who talks like this? Nairi ain't smart enough. But who talks like that? So y'all can run with dude ain't on the internet all you want. But who else was I arguing with about the defense fund? Yo, let's get them likes up. Let's get me over 120. Who else was I arguing with over the internet? That's why I say if you keep letting them talk, they're going to tell them themselves. He specifically said, mark my words, all this back and forth we went through over this defense fund. It's going to hit the fan. And Doug will be the first one, mark my words, because that BS dollar for the scheme is going to show you all who was right and who was wrong. If that's not a dummy from Bolingbrook, then I don't know what it is. But look what he attached to it. That's two different eras, two different time frames. But there's nothing illegal about the dollar for the king, aka the R. Kelly Defense Fund. Now, I'm going to go from the bottom up. He said a check or money order to a lawyer is not a defense fund. When you have flyers and lawyers co-signing your Cash App, that is. Okay. So what he's trying to say is that what he collected was not a defense fund. But I don't have a lawyer that co-signed my Cash App because I don't have a Cash App. I never did. But let's go to the next one. He said, I'm giving my full cooperation. Dollar for the king. Let's start there. If this ain't the Boski, then who is it? But since he's given his full cooperation to try to fester lies, it's only fair. It's only right that Dana give his full cooperation. Now, I'm not part of his case. I never was. However, now I'm about to induct myself into his case. I'm about to go full-fledged about his case. One thing about it, when I hold all your secrets, I don't care no more. And when I tell you I don't fuck with you, leave anybody that I rock with alone with your lies. For a month and a half and 4 days, it's been said that I'm individual number one, which is far from the truth. I'm a snitch. I'm this, I'm that. I just showed you this man said once again, he's in full cooperation, right? Okay. With the government. Okay. Well, I'm about to be in full cooperation. Okay. And what I hold, I'm just going to give you scene 1, scene 2. Scene 1 and scene 2. Nope, I'm going to give you scene 3. Dana, what are you talking about? I'll show you. Bet I can tell you.
fuss about it, but they didn't make a big fuss about it when it was being announced the last time. Because they didn't.
And all these people, he telling contact and tell them that he threatened you. What I threatened? All these people. I'm only talking about the people in the case. I'm only talking about the papers that I'm reading. I'm only talking about Robert Sylvester Kelly and the injustice that I see anywhere. I'm only talking about cars in the news and what's going on in Chicago. Where's the threat? Your feelings was hurt? I don't give a fuck. Go and call them. Call the judge. Make sure when you call them, you make sure you let them know this part right here. I don't give a fuck about no judge. I don't give a fuck about no police. I don't give a fuck about the FBI. I don't give a fuck about Homeland Security. I give a fuck about my American rights as a citizen. I give a fuck about due process rights for anybody. That's what I give a fuck about. Now run tell them I said that.
Yeah, run and tell them. Run and tell them. Run and tell them.
Go tell them. Hurry up, get there. Make sure you cut that part right there. That Deboski don't give a fuck. Make sure you tell them that. I'm gonna say it again so they can record. I don't give a fuck.
Right. And tell them Kevin Terrell don't give a fuck either. If they go come get me, tell them make sure they call me first. Because I ain't open the door.
I ain't running. Shit. Come on, let's go ahead and here we go.
We in it.
Oh, tell me what's up.
Let's hear that again. Let's spin that back one more time.
But they didn't make a big fuss about it. When it was being announced the last time. Because they didn't.
And all these people, he telling contact and tell them that he threatened you. What I threatened? All these people. I'm only talking about the people in the case. I'm only talking about the papers that I'm reading. I'm only talking about Robert Sylvester Kelly and the injustice that I see anywhere. I'm only talking about cars in the news and what's going on in Chicago. Where's the threat? Your feelings was hurt? I don't give a fuck. Go and call them. Call the judge. Make sure when you call them, you make sure you let them know this part right here. I don't give a fuck about no judge. I don't give a fuck about no police. I don't give a fuck about the FBI. I don't give a fuck about Homeland Security. I give a fuck about my American rights as a citizen. I give a fuck about due process rights for anybody. That's what I give a fuck about. Now run tell them I said that.
Yeah, run and tell them. Run and tell them. Run and tell them.
Go tell them. Hurry up, get there. Make sure you cut that part right there. That Deboski don't give a fuck. Make sure you tell them that. I'm gonna say it again so they can record. I don't give a fuck.
Right. And tell them Kevin Terrell don't give a fuck either. If they go come get me, tell them make sure they call me first. Because I ain't open the door.
I ain't running. Shit. Come on, let's go ahead and here we go.
We in it.
Oh, tell me what's up.
The gang and they.
So with that being said, right, it proves the fact that not only was you stalking and threatening people on a YouTube channel, you admitted out your own mouth you are threatening and stalking the accusers. I don't call them victims, the accusers. Then they came and got your board. Your board clearly says a board of over 75 people, and I'll be stalking them all till RSK is free. I don't see Blackman up there. I don't see Sean Harris up there. I don't see Dr. Rogers up there. I don't see Don Russell up there. Some people know where I'm going with this. Some people don't. So now, Reed, when you say they only found a BB gun, well, in the words of Judge Leavenworth, if the audio is not there and a person is there to authenticate it, then it will be admitted as evidence into the fact, right? So if the person is not there, but the picture is there, it shall be admitted into evidence as fact. This is not a BB gun. And it's in a house with minors. So what are you saying? This is what happens when fronting for the internet goes wrong. And guess what? I will be fully cooperating with the feds against this guy. Now, those are just a few things that I have in my arsenal. Excuse me. Let's get them off the screen, right? Nari or Daboski, whichever one of y'all it is. I seen y'all posting dockets. And I seen y'all post this, right? Dear Judge Gonzalez, the government respectfully submits this letter in response to the defendant, Christopher Gunn's September 13th, 2022 motion, in which he seeks to modify the protective order entered on August the 19th, 2022, the protective order. The defendant, in essence, challenges the government's designation of a video, CG 000091, as protected discovery, as that term is identified in the protective order, ID. The government designated CG 000091 as protected discovery due to the witness safety and privacy concerns that exist in this case. Defense counsel's letter indicates that the contents of CG 000091 are publicly available on YouTube. The government has reviewed the information in the public domain and confirmed that as of the date of this response, the contents of CG 000091 is publicly available online. Notably, the protective order does not by its terms cover information that is or becomes the defense counsel, information that is or becomes part of the public domain. See ECF docket number 28 through 9. Therefore, the government does not oppose removing the protected material designation from CG 00091. Right? Now check this note. It says defense counsel's letter also indicated that the defendant, who currently does not have access to the internet, see ECF docket number 15, has not yet seen the video. See ECF docket number 22. Notably, on or about July the 6th, 2022, the defendant narrated a YouTube live video where he reshared portions of a then available video with the contents of CG 000091. The defendant's YouTube live video has since been designated as a private video on the defendant's YouTube profile. Stop. This is what I mean when I say people are dumb and they keep trying to put stuff out there to make people think is not what it is. Check it. Notably, on or about July the 6th, 2 months ago, 2022, the defendant narrated a YouTube live video where he reshared, not Dana, not Levi, not Hollywood Next, not nobody else, but who? He, the defendant, reshared portions of a then, keyword, of a then That means he hid the video. Let's keep going. Dear Judge Gonzalez, the government submit this letter to advise the court of new information relevant to the bond revocation application currently pending before the court. On July the 28th, 2022, the government learned that on or about July the 26th, 2022, 2 days before the scheduled status conference before this court, the defendant narrated a video which was live streamed on YouTube on the Dubosky Gun YouTube account. In the video, the defendant states, in sum and substance and in part, I'm going to make y'all motherfuckers pay, and I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to get you motherfuckers back, and I'm going to get you back in real time. In another portion of the video, the defendant states, you better hope they keep me on this leg monitor for life. You better hope they keep me on this shit for 50 years. The defendant also says, the next time you hear from me, I'm going to be in some fucked up shit. In addition to violating the conditions of release, which require that the defendant refrain from contact with any person who is or may be a victim or witnesses in the investigation or prosecution, the video demonstrates that there is no condition or combination of conditions that will assure the defendant will not pose a danger to the safety of any other person or the community. Stop. What y'all fail to realize is immediately they start saying, oh, Dana got mad, Levi got mad. No, what y'all fail to realize is that he went live and said that. When he went live and said that, YouTube is a worldwide base. So he don't have to say a name as long as he said it on a base that can reach millions. That's a threat to whoever could have been individual one. But see, y'all still ain't catch that. And I said it's going to be something that's going to get y'all. Y'all kept saying, oh, and the Dubosky lawyer is the truth, and this and this and this and this. I had every right to skip this, right? But I'm going to read it because I want to get to a certain part where Nari, Glenda, Blockbender, Dr. Rogers, and everybody should be so fucking wary right now. So when I get there, I'm going to make it a little animated. So here we go. United States versus Christopher Gunn. September the 20th, 2022. Today is the 23rd. Dear AUSA Olanayan, please accept this letter in lieu of a formal motion for discovery. I write to acknowledge the discovery afforded thus far and to request additional discoverable material. Please let me know if my understanding of the material we have received thus far conflicts with the government's understanding in any way. The defense acknowledges receipt of your August the 24th, 2022 letter and the contents therein, which are documents and recordings stamped CG001-00583. I have not received any additional discovery at this time. With respect to the discovery already provided, and then it's redacted, please provide a full inventory of the items taken during the search, as well as any photos or other documents connected to the execution of the search. Watch this. This should have y'all worried right there. That part should have you worried. Then it says, in an abundance of caution and to ensure compliance with the current protective order, I am redacting the portion of this letter that discusses the discovery. Stop. The defense acknowledges receipt of your August 24th, 2022 letter and the contents therein. So they already got the discovery that the government want them to have. They're not going to get nothing else until it's time for court, which is next year. But let's scroll down. The defense also requests that the government preserve all communications, including by text and email, between individual one and the government and other witnesses and the government that are discoverable under Rule 16, Brady, Giglio, and its progeny, and that would be produced pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 3500 material, or that would otherwise vindicate Mr. Gunn's rights under the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments to the United States Constitution, e.g. United States versus Fiola. Now watch this. Let's go here. How do he figure that he's under the Constitution when he uses a social security number and a birth certificate? When I tried to teach it to folks, he was one of the ones that said that's bull crap. But now he about to see that you are not a citizen. And if you are not under the Constitution. You're under the 14th Amendment, which they do not state. Now, let's go here. In accordance with Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure 16, 7F, 12C, and 12D, and Federal Rules of Evidence, Rules 104, 403, 404, 608, and 609, I make the following additional requests on behalf of my client. Statements of Mr. Gunn. Let's read the statements. Pursuant to Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, Rule 16A, 1, A, and B, all written or recorded statements made by Mr. Gunn at any time and in any context, regardless of the government's intentions with respect to their use at trial. Okay, so this must be what bro was talking about is a real good motion. All records, reports, memorandums, notes, and other writings which contain the substance of any oral statement made by Mr. Gunn to government or law enforcement authorities, regardless of the government's intentions with respect to the statements used at trial. This request includes internal reports and memoranda prepared by law enforcement agents to the extent that statements of Mr. Gunn are related or described. If Mr. Gunn's statement is contained in more than one writing, please provide each such writing. In particular, this request includes, but is not limited to, all reports and writings which contain the substance of any statements made by Mr. Gunn to any law enforcement officer. Please state the names of any and all individuals who made the written or recorded statements or who were present when the statements were made. The substance of all oral statements made by Mr. Gunn to government or law enforcement authorities which have not been disclosed pursuant to requests 1 and 2 above and which the government may use at trial. This request includes not only statements which the government intends to introduce at trial, but also statements which the government may use for impeachment or other purposes. 4. Please state whether any statements were obtained through the use of electronic surveillance. And if so, provide copies of any and all warrants for such surveillance, sealing orders, logs, supporting affidavits, and reports of returns on the warrants connected with this case. and whether or not any arrests, seizures, or electronic surveillances were made as a result of the applications. 5. The substance of all statements and expressive conduct of Mr. Gunn in response to all Miranda warnings given to him, as well as all statements or questions concerning Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights. See United States versus McElroy. All recorded testimony of Mr. Gunn or of any person authorized to legally bind Mr. Gunn or to make admissions on his behalf before any grand jury. Please indicate whether the government is in possession of any statements made by persons other than Mr. Gunn which it intends to offer under an exception to the hearsay evidentiary rules of which might possibly draw an objection to admissibility based upon such rules. Please indicate the substance of any such statements and the theory under which the government contends they are admissible. Well, wasn't Irie speaking for Dabolsky? Wasn't Glendenham speaking for Dabolsky? But this is what I like right here. Co-conspirators. Please apply the names and addresses of all alleged co-conspirators known to the government, but not charged in the indictment. Please supply the names and addresses of all alleged co-conspirators known to the government, but not charged in the indictment. If I was Dabolsky, this is where he gonna see who his real friends were. Because the government is not asking for this. His lawyer is now. Because now his lawyer is saying this ain't making sense. Somebody lying. Because the video that Dabolsky and friends gave to his lawyer is not the video that the government have. When you see this, you can almost assure that more charges is coming. Because now you're asking the government to show a little bit of their hand. Then she say, please provide any written, recorded, or oral statement of co-conspirators, whether or not indicated, made to a public servant engaged in law enforcement activity or to a person then acting under his or her direction or in cooperation with him, which the government intends to offer at trial. Uh-oh. You wanted it. Your people's push for it. Here you go. 8 and 9. Push back. Now he about to see who his real people are. And if you don't know, buddy, you are treading the lines of a RICO. You're treading the lines of a RICO. When you start hearing co-conspirators, criminal record of Mr. Gunn and other crimes, wrongs, or acts. Please provide a legible copy of the FBI report, Interpol, or NYSIIS report of Mr. Gunn's prior criminal record. Lord have mercy. They about to lead him to the slaughter. And I keep telling you, a public defender, number one rule is to the bar. not to the people. Lord have mercy. This is about to turn totally left. Please describe in detail any evidence of uncharged conduct of Mr. Gunn, which the government intends to introduce at trial pursuant to federal rules of evidence, Rules 404B, 413, and 414. In addition, please include any allegations of misconduct which the government may seek to use for impeachment or other purposes at trial. They are going to get the officers of Bolingbrook. This is what I mean. Like, when you got stuff like that going on, boy. I said it was coming. Judah said, you said this was coming, Dana. I said it was coming. Just by the way that they were moving. I said they were setting him up. And his lawyer, his public defender, I keep telling you, the number one rule is not to you. Because the bar pays the public defender bills. So guess what they're going to be loyal to? They get in court and put up a fight. Just a little bit. Then it says, please describe in detail any evidence of uncharged conduct of Mr. Gunn, which the government intends to introduce at trial. Then his public defenders asking for documents and tangible objects. Jesus Christ, yo. She won it all, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because now this man's life is about to be on display. And I don't fuck with him. But let's keep it real. His history with T-Baby gonna come out, which is pedophilianized. Listen to what she said. Copies of all books, papers, documents, photographs, drawings, film, and videotape, which are material to the preparation of the defense or are intended for use at trial, or which were obtained from or belong to Mr. Gunn. This includes any video surveillance evidence taken from the street or buildings near the incident and arrest. Please provide a description of all tangible objects, buildings, or places which are material to the preparation of the defense, or which are intended for the use at trial, or which were obtained from or belong to Mr. Gunn. We request access to the original objects at an appropriate time. If any evidence obtained was taken from and or belong to Mr. Gunn, state whether it was taken pursuant to a warrant, and if so, please attach copies of all such warrants, supporting affidavits and reports of returns on such warrants, and provide the names of any officers involved and the date, time, and exact location of any such seizures. Stop. The reason why I say stop is because what he did to nobody's anything is about to come back up. How he put her naked pictures on the internet. You can't do that. They got all that. If you think I'm lying, let's look at 15. If any evidence obtained was taken from or belongs to any defendant and was not taken pursuant to a warrant, please provide the names of any officers involved, the date, time, and exact location of any such evidence seized, and state how it was packaged at the time of seizure, and the exact location where each item was alleged seized. If any 911 calls were made in connection with this case, please provide a recording of those 911 calls. Please also provide any police department reports about the incident or arrest of Mr. Gunn, including sprint reports, stop and frisk reports, and trace reports. Do you realize that the stuff that Bedbug put out on him when he went to the police station about his mama is going to come up? Do we realize that they're going to go get the tape of when Rainbowski shot at the pedophile, the midget pedophile? That's going to be there. And he's a felon. You got to ask yourself this question. If your public defender is for you, why is she requesting so much back stuff that can hurt you? I told you. Somebody in the dirty prize is talking. It is always the one that you least suspect. So now they have them boxed all the way in. Reports and examinations and tests. Copies of all reports and results of all physical and mental examinations and all scientific experiments or tests which are performed in connection with this case or which are material to the preparation of the defense or intended for use at trial. If reports have not been made, provide a description of the witness's opinions, the basis and reasons thereof, and the witness's qualifications. Well, do you realize that I tried to get your bone a long time ago? Do you realize that my kids' mamas filed police reports? Do you realize that they don't know this guy? And none of you that sent them cash apps and stalked them and put stuff in there about me? Do you realize all of that is about to come back up? Do you realize that the YouTube statements that's been put out on him and the rest of the dirty prize, all of that is about to come up? Do you realize every video, even from the taken down channels that he have, is about to come back up? I'm just like, yo, when you see this happen before, you know what's coming. 18. Any written report or document or portion thereof concerning a physical or mental examination or scientific test or experiment relating to the criminal action or proceeding which was made by or at the request or direction of a public servant engaged in law enforcement activity. Now, or which was made by a person whom the prosecutor intends to call as a witness at trial, or which the prosecution intends to introduce at trial, including but not limited to latent fingerprint analysis, fingerprint comparison analysis, neutron activation analysis, such and such and such and such and go on. So I don't think people understand when I said that my son falls under this. So when y'all contacting Sherelle about Christian, you understand I said, y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all opening up a whole nother can of worms that I don't even want to deal with. Now, if I don't want to deal with it, you know it's bad. But y'all gonna see. So expert testimony pursuant to federal rules of criminal procedure, Rule 16A, 1 and G. 19. Please disclose any evidence which the government may present at trial under Rules 702, 703, or 705. of the federal rules of evidence by providing a written report prepared and signed by the witness that includes a complete statement of all opinions to be expressed and the basis and reasons therefore. The data or other information relied upon in forming such opinions and the qualifications of the witness. Identifications. Please provide a description of any identification procedure employed in this case, including lineups, show-ups, photo arrays, or the display of the Mr. Gunn's person, photograph, image, or voice recordings to any witness. You know what? I'm going to say this. I wish they called me for a witness. I'm dying for them to call me for a witness. If they hear this recording, please call me for a witness. Because what they don't know, I will supply. And I don't feel bad about saying none of that. And I don't care how nobody else feel. Because their offspring wasn't on display. And while people talking about, oh, he crying about this, he crying about that, I said there's another way we could have handled it. But I'm just not going to say that way because now there's an open investigation going on. But as far as me, I ain't worried about it. This is for my kids, though. What goes around comes around. And when that pendulum drops, look, they asking for all this. And I'm not going to read all this. They asking for all of this. She's asking for all this, right? But you want to know the problem? Allegra didn't sign it. So when you don't sign an open declaration, it don't mean nothing. So like I said, y'all played with my kids. This is for them. This ain't for me. I'll get mine on the back end. But this is for them. And like I said, I have 32 files on this one guy. So when I told y'all, shut the fuck up and stop talking, I wasn't trying to humiliate y'all. I was trying to save y'all from walking through this. And why the crazy dummy that sat up there and said, this is a real good motion. It is. It's a great motion. But look where it's coming from. This is the motion that's going to get him screwed. Remember, I said it first. Because that motion is not so much in his favor. It's about to collect everything and put it on display. And when the judge see you're stalking kids, you're mutilating kids over the internet, they have to abide by the law. And that alone is 15 years. Minimum. Maximum 25. And how many people, kids, have you mutilated and flashed on the internet? And I'm not talking about a total of 15. I'm talking about for every picture that you put, minimum 15. And then when you go to sentence guidelines with your record, it's going to escalate. Then they asking for your co-conspirators. We already know you're going to tell. And if you try to save one, I promise you, just like I did in Newton County, I'll put the web together on stand of all of you. Make it make sense. When I told you before in private, I said, you going down the wrong road. Change some of them people. Apologize to some people. But change some of them people. You told me, fuck them. Don't worry about it. Okay. And I backed out and said, I'm not worrying about it. But guess what? You know, the judge got a mother and a father. In a video when you said that you won't wipe your ass and shit over top somebody's grave, all that's about to come back up. I'm telling you, bro, I feel sorry for you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told somebody today, I said, I don't fuck with him, but I don't want to see him go down like this. It's a great possibility, brother, that you're looking at with your sentence guidelines, 80 years. Words have power. And what you spoke came back and bit you in the butt. Levi said, yeah, I ain't seen nothing yet. More arrest indictments are coming very, very soon. Levi telling you that. I just know what's in your scope. Because your scope got something to do with me. And when you included my kids and you thought it was a joke, you can't erase it now. Because it's in the cloud. You about to have a problem. A very serious problem. And a public defender job, technically, is to make sure you don't get abused. That's it. Their job is not to get you off. Their job is not to really fight for you. Their job is to make sure you don't get abused. Pay attention to Don Russell. He got found guilty. He pleaded out. The second one. You are on record telling people you have stolen material. Only thing I'm gonna say to you is, homie, you did this to yourself. And in the words of other folks,
this is not the type of tea I want.
It's over for you.
This is not the type of tea I want.
It's over for you.
I'm just saying. You chose this life. You was Mr. Untouchable. I guess we seen how much of untouchable you are. On that note, Dana J signing off. But before I sign off, every time I walk in the building, it'll be like this. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Never play with somebody who tell you to your face that they don't like you. Never play with somebody who tell you they welcome any avenue you bring. So while you are on that freedom of speech page selling wolf tickets, you're angering a father of offspring that was paraded through the internet, and I didn't do it. I just told you a lot there. And then I'm going to leave this note on some of y'all before I get out of here. For a fugly motherfucker to run around talking about made men and this, I commend you on your 2002 Maserati. But what I don't commend you on is you never addressed a letter being sent to you by the midget pedophile. And now I'm about to stockpile something that everybody didn't know. When the heat came on the midget pedophile at the retreat, why did you, Fugly? Hey, why did you, Fugly, get him a job at the gay club in Houston?
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate.
I'm going to say it one more time. When the heat came down on the midget pedophile, why did you, Fugly, get him a DJing job at the gay club?
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. And what I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
There's no such thing as love in these streets.
Guess you going to hit a lick.
It's full of hate and lies and deceit.
I'm going to end up locking you right back up.
What do you want me to do, Dream? I get it how I live, and you know that.
Man, straight to it, huh? They ain't playing around.
You must have did something real big to have to sell your truck.
I just lost 70 bands. All got robbed.
Being loyal is the name of the game.
I talked to him. He said he was with you the night he got killed.
It sounds like you're accusing me of killing my partner.
It's funny how everyone thinks they are till they get smacked in the face by it.
Let's see what the streets talking about first.
Then you have to figure out who loyalty is loyal to.
You checking for my bitch?
We are just friends.
Is it you? Is it the streets?
You still got that gun?
Love and loyalty is a myth.
RSKO soon. Yeah. Say what up. Yeah. What the games we sold now told words to Levi. Fuck the other side and fuck your opinion unless it's big by. Brooke Toy needs to leave your Nicky, keep the 9 tucked. Sly Fox, Mama Mary said you can go fuck a duck. Anybody follow when they bullshit, I ain't surprised. Bullshit stinks, so does the enterprise. Sorry for cussing Georgia girl, surely forgive me. Belinda, respectfully, I be watching like this lady T. We don't fuck with baby killing niggas, watching F niggas, old cold niggas, Don Russell supporting ass niggas. We don't fuck with unfit drunk bitches, one cap scared bitches, or to be determined bitches. Y'all won't beat, that's why we prima donna patient. Fantasia light a candle, me and Virgo smoking trees. Really salute, I know EJ up in the G. What up, caramel and face, I can't forget about my legs. The drink team really be the squad. The other team really just the fraud. I say the drink team really be the squad. The other team really just the fraud. If we don't choke, we choke, and middle finger to the P.I. B.I.B.I.